Hello everyone. Today we're going to be going over Senator Heidi Heitkamp from the state of North Dakota versus Donald Trump in 2020. So this one was highly suggested by some of my closer friends and people that are on my YouTube channel. So I decided to do this one instead of doing Joe Biden versus Donald Trump because I'm doing Hillary Clinton and Joe Biden for election nights. So I'm going to save those for then. And then I'm going to be going over Amy Klobuchar and a few other senators versus Donald Trump in 2020, then work my way around to a Mike Pence versus other people scenario. So today we're going to go over what I just said, Senator Heidi Heitkamp versus Donald Trump, who will be the incumbent president at that time. Okay, Washington, safe. Oregon, California, the entire West Coast is safe. Nevada, I'm going to leave up. Idaho, Montana, Wyoming, Utah. Arizona, I'm going to leave safe Republican because I don't think that Heidi Heitkamp can relate to minorities at all. Like, she has no way of completely relating to them, and she has no way of relating to the poorer part of the United States. She's worth almost $5 million, and I don't see any way of her spiking minority turnout, which is why I think that Arizona will be safe Republican in this election if these two go head-to-head. Colorado, I'm going to leave as a toss-up. Among New Mexico, Texas is safe Republican. Again, will not spike minority turnout, especially in a year like 2020. Oklahoma, Kansas, Nebraska, I'm giving all 5 of the electoral votes. I don't consider any of the electoral votes there able to be changed or flipped from the majority of the state and where they want to vote. Because I think that Heidi Heitkamp, again, will not spike minority turnout. She will not growl up and unite the party. She is another establishment Democrat, and she votes away from the Democrats the majority of the time. She voted for Gorsuch, which could help her in some southern states, but definitely not in the Midwest, because the Midwest is solid Trump ground. They don't care if a Democrat is turning over party lines. A lot of this is just partisan voting. South Dakota safe. I'm leaving North Dakota up for grabs because she has a 50% approval rating here, which is very surprising considering she is one of the last Democrats that hold political office in North Dakota. And as a senator that's up for grabs in 2018, her seat is leaning Democrat. She has a 50% approval rating, even though Trump won North Dakota by 36%. I think North Dakota could be, like in 2008, competitive, but leaning Republican. I'm going to give Minnesota to Heidi Heitkamp because I think they'll vote Democrat in this election just based on the fact that she is a Democrat, and I think that that's going to help her overall. Iowa, I'm going to give that one to Donald Trump because he won it by that large margin. Missouri, 102 electoral votes, so I'm not 102 electoral votes. That puts Donald Trump at 102 electoral votes. Missouri has 10 electoral votes. I'm not putting this one up for grabs, although I do think Heidi Heitkamp will do better in the South than other candidates. I don't think that she'll be able to flip any of the Bill Clinton states from 92. Arkansas and Louisiana, what with them? Illinois, safe Democrat. I'm going to give Wisconsin to Heidi Heitkamp, but that one may flip if Trump is able to keep his promises and bring jobs back. So right now that one will stay toss up, but in my final electoral map, if Donald Trump does not keep his promises, Heidi Heitkamp, I project, will win Wisconsin. Same thing with Michigan, won by Trump by 10,000 votes. Indiana safe, Kentucky safe, Mississippi safe, Tennessee safe, Alabama safe, Georgia I'm leaving toss-up. Florida I'm going to give to the Republican Donald Trump, putting him at 190 electoral votes because of the fact that Donald Trump is able to bring out his base there. They still support him regardless. He won it by a larger margin than Obama did in 2012 and 2008. Sorry. So I'm thinking that one will stay Republican because Heidi Heitkamp will not rile up the minority base there. Will not rile up Latinos. Will not be able to do what Obama did because she is a white woman. Although she is a woman, I don't think they'll come out like they did for Hillary Clinton. Heidi Heitkamp is worth a lot. She will not appeal to the Sanders base, and it will be another repeat election. Pennsylvania, I'm just going to go all the way up here. I'm going to go to the Northeast real quick. Pennsylvania, I'm going to leave as a toss-up. Of course, New York, Vermont, Massachusetts, Connecticut, Rhode Island, all safe Democratic states. Maine, I'm going to give all 4 of its electoral votes to Donald Trump just because of the fact that, again, will not spike minority turnout, and Heidi Heitkamp will be a repeat of Hillary Clinton. And Donald Trump did fairly well in the state of Maine, and I'm thinking that one will go to him because Heidi Heitkamp will not unify the party. This is a Sanders state, barely went for Hillary Clinton, and I don't think that they'll go for a repeat with Heidi Heitkamp. New Hampshire, I'm going to give to Donald Trump. I'm thinking this one will go by a bigger margin than Florida because of the fact that they'll see what Donald Trump has done. Regardless if Donald Trump does not keep his promises, I still think that Heidi Heitkamp will be viewed she's not liked by the Democratic Party, Clinton or Sanders voters. Sanders voters do not like her. They think she's an establishment Democrat. Clinton voters don't like her because she votes for the Republicans the majority of the time. She didn't vote against many of the Trump nominees, whereas the rest of the Democratic Party did. The only one she actually fully voted against is Betsy DeVos, which every Democrat voted against, in a 50-50 vote where Mike Pence broke the tie. So she will not be able to corral the same voters that voted for Hillary Clinton, nor will she be able to take the Sanders voters. However, in the Rust Belt, that might be a specific case because she did build her way up. Just like many of them are working now, she built her way up from nothing. She's a part of the working class. However, her net worth may end up hurting her in the end. Now let me go back down here. I forgot about Alaska. Sorry. Alaska 3 electoral votes. Whoops. Alaska 3 electoral votes. Donald Trump will win. Hawaii. I think that one will be a close margin. Not like 3% close, but maybe 20% instead of 30%. That normally go for Democrats. South Carolina, safe Republican. North Carolina, safe Republican. There's no debate there. North Carolina, I think, will go to Trump by at least 10% against Heidi Heitkamp. West Virginia, safe Republican. Ohio, safe Republican. That puts Trump at 248. Where Elizabeth Warren would be if she went against Trump in my review, and he's already there. And there's more states to go. Of course, there are some safe Democrat states to go to Heidi Heitkamp. Maryland, Delaware, and New Jersey, and the District of Columbia, which is not a state. Virginia, 13 electoral votes. I'm not sure about that one, actually. I think that one will stay a toss-up this election. Now let's go over the toss-ups and decide from there. Nevada went for Hillary Clinton by 3%. Heidi Heitkamp will not be able to appeal either side of the Democratic Party. I think she'll make an even bigger rift than Hillary Clinton did. I'll give that one to Donald Trump. That's going to be a big blow to her campaign. Colorado, again, she will not be able to corral those Bernie Sanders voters there, nor around half of the Hillary Clinton voters there. But I still think she'll do fairly well because she is a Democrat and people vote partisan the majority of the time. But I think that Donald Trump may edge her out in a small margin here, putting him at 263 electoral votes. New Mexico, that's the make or break one here for me because I'm thinking that'll be so close here because Heidi Heitkamp, again, not a Clinton Democrat, nor is she a Sanders Democrat. What is she? She's essentially what a lot of Democrats call a Democrat in name only. She's only representing the party as a Democrat to get elected or for votes or that way, because a lot of them see her as a more conservative part of the party that shouldn't be there and don't represent the new progressive movement that the Democrats are trying to push over. So I don't think she'll be able to get turnout here, but I do think she'll very slightly edge out Donald Trump in the election here, giving her 197 electoral votes. North Dakota, I'm going to give that one to Heidi Heitkamp, just based on the fact that I think because she has a 50% approval rating here, it's great for her, but they do not vote partisan the majority of the time. They have a Democratic senator in a state that went for Trump by 36 points, and I'm thinking with a 50% approval rating, those are her base. And if she's able to grow in them because that's her home state, I think she'll win that state. Even with partisan politics there. That defines the majority of the country. Wisconsin, I'm going to say that one will go to Trump again. Regardless if he doesn't keep his promises, I think that one will go to Heidi Heitkamp. And that's pretty much it. Michigan will go to Heidi Heitkamp if Donald Trump does not keep his promises. However, I don't see the rest of these 3 states that I haven't called. Regardless of how Trump does, I still think that they will lay in his column. So I'm going to give Georgia to Trump, especially because Heidi Heitkamp, again, will not spike minority turnout here. Virginia will go to Donald Trump. That's going to be surprising considering Clinton carried it by 5%. However, it's not going to flip. It's going to flip. It's not going to stay in the Democratic column, especially with someone like this, who will not appeal to either side of the Democratic Party. Pennsylvania, 20 electoral votes. Will give Donald Trump a 312 electoral vote victory. Now, what I'm thinking here is, if Donald Trump keeps his promises, this will be a bigger wave against Heidi Heitkamp. Now, this is the electoral map if Donald Trump does not keep his promises. She still loses. However, if he does keep his promises, that's horrible news for her. That'll give Donald Trump the state of Michigan, Wisconsin, and North Dakota, which will put her at 197 electoral votes. This was the original map if Hillary Clinton carried Wisconsin, Michigan, Colorado, Nevada, Ohio, Pennsylvania, New Hampshire, all of Maine, Virginia, North Carolina, and Florida. She would have had 341 electoral votes in 2016. Now the map has completely flipped. And I'm thinking this will be the electoral map of if Donald Trump keeps his promises, brings back jobs to the Rust Belt. Look at this Rust Belt here. North Dakota went for him by 36%. I'm saying it could flip back. Could. Not that it's going. I said it could flip to the Democratic side, but I don't see it happening, especially if he keeps his promises. However, now let's go back to the map if, again, sorry. Let's go back to the map if he does keep his promises. That was not fun. There. That's the final map. So thank you all for tuning in. My next video will be either an election night. Well, tomorrow will not be an election night. My election night will probably be done by Monday for Clinton versus Trump. But I'm thinking I will either do Biden or Amy Klobuchar tomorrow. Thank you all for tuning in, and I'll see you all probably, like I said, tomorrow.